There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
But we're
right.
probably going to get 20 minutes.
We're here. We got 20 minutes?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's about what we're going to get. So out of this one.
Okay. All right, very good. So, hi, friend. Thanks for bouncing with me. Good morning.
It's sunny outside. It's beautiful. I'm in my green room.
I love it. I love seeing the sunshine for you. That's good stuff. Did you have a good weekend?
Well, I mean, I moved, so.
And you're in your brand new home?
My brand new home.
Your brand new old home? Very good.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's all, we're working out all the little things, like where to put your stuff, and I don't have blinds for my windows yet, and I don't have my stuff up, but it's a functioning house, so
I love it. And you're making time to exercise.
Yeah, I always make time to exercise. Always, always, always. Every day if I can. And if I'm not actually making time to come into this and get the weights and get the rebounder or do whatever, then I'm doing something else physical. So every single day.
So what's your favorite thing to do?
I don't know. Right now it's lifting weights. I didn't avoid weights, but I was always sort of just lifting light and not really putting a lot of effort into it, because I didn't want to, as they always say, I didn't want to bulk up, or, I know that a lot of the CrossFit people, especially women, look sort of masculine, and I didn't want that look. So, but I'm finding that I'm really enjoying lifting. So right now it's lifting.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. And bouncing.
I love the rebounding. I didn't actually, this weekend we were moving, every single day I've been moving stuff, and so I didn't get to rebound this weekend. But last week I tried to do it every day, and sometimes I would hop on it in between, when the kids get home from school and dinner time for 15 minutes, just to kind of shake it off or reset my mind. So not only does it feel great, it's like, for me, it's like a mind reset,
Yeah.
It feels
so how did you transfer your rebounder from house to house?
Yeah, right?
Well, how did you do it? What'd you put it in?
My rebounder?
Yeah.
To move it over here?
Yeah, what'd you put it in? Did it fit in your Subaru?
No, Billy brought it for me, so I don't know. He just put it in his truck or something. It just appeared.
Oh, okay. I love it.
Wait.
Okay, very good. So today I would love to talk about you, all about Karen, all about KK Love.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about your fitness journey.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll just bounce however we want, do whatever. Okay.
Right.
And so I know, we met in what was it, 96? When did we meet?
We met in 96.
Okay, and then we lived together for a short time, about a year or so. Worked together for years.
Yep.
When you started, I remember we were living at the lake, and I remember you were just feeling challenged, and you started walking around the lake with weights on.
Yes. And, or carrying little weights, because I find that if you go really far with ankle weights on, it's not really sometimes you can mess up your hip flexors, or, get something going on with your knees. So, but the lake was, I think, was it 2 miles around or 3 miles around? It was long enough that it felt like were getting something. And then, of course, depending on which way you went, you could kind of take one way that was a little bit more of a slower grade, because there's a few little hills, or you could go the opposite way where you had to go up a nice big hill, so that was a little more challenging, for the climbing aspect. But love walking around the lake. love breathing in the fresh air, listening to the sounds of nature, especially if it's not a busy road, which is, very important. So that was definitely something that I really loved. For me, walking is like meditation because I can't just sit still and quiet my mind, but I can quiet my mind in nature or outside. So that's my meditation.
That's so nice. And now you have a big pond that you're going to be able to walk around too.
I do. I've got lots of acres and I've got lots of walking trails. So
yeah.
Go anywhere, but I do have the state park 2 miles down the road. So that's another bonus because man, it's gorgeous up there. And there's so many hiking trails and stuff. So that's another bonus. I haven't explored it yet, but it's on my list of things to do.
Nice. Yeah, that is a great park for sure.
It is.
So then let's see. After you started walking around the lake, I remember what you do. You joined a dance class, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, because I danced when I was very small, maybe up until like second grade. I did it for like 2 or 3 years maybe, and it wasn't my thing. But I was doing somebody's hair, the local dance studio, and I was like, this looks like so much fun. She's so much fun, very theatrical aspect of her dancing. It wasn't super strict. I know some ballet studios and stuff are really, interested in their technique where it's like, has to be, exact. And this was a much more of a theatrical, fun dance studio. So I thought, why not? So she took me in. I was 27, I think. And I was dancing with all the 17-year-olds who had been dancing for, and it was so much fun. And I also got hooked on, I always loved my VHS tapes, at home workouts, Buns of Steel,
baby.
I did.
Simmons for me.
Oh man, I did. What else did I do? I did a bunch of at-home VHS tape workouts, and then that's when what was it called? Windsor Pilates became popular. Yep. And
who was that?
Yeah, late 90s, 98, 99, Windsor Pilates, and I was like,
oh yeah.
I was like, I like that. So I bought that DVD and started doing Pilates. And
look, can you see?
Oh, you got a Pilates ring.
I do.
That's a great tool.
Yeah.
But for me, Pilates floor work, mat work is sort of like the center of all of my practice. So I've been doing it for 23 years, and it really changed my life because it gave me core strength, because that's what it's focused on. So
Karen, is that where you learned about, I remember you had a shoulder that was shifted?
Yes.
And you could tell in your shirts or whatever, and you changed that completely.
Yeah, because I was basically kind of my connective tissue had kind of whatever, maybe the way I sat, the way I cut hair, we had our arms up and we were, shoulder strain and everything. And I think that I realized I was sort of off balance, off kilter, out of whack. And the Pilates creates symmetry because everything radiates from the core. So you're doing maybe some unilateral stuff, one-sided stuff, but then you're following it with the other side. So you're strengthening both sides because we all we have that, the favoritive side, the side that works best for us that we favor. So it's best to kind of try to train a favorite side out to try to just get both sides to be as strong. So you can have that good balance. And then of course, I had 2 children, and that helped my core strength, helped with, everything from during the pregnancy, labor and delivery, recovery, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think everybody should do Pilates. I've been a Pilates girl for a while.
So that kind of brings us to your Facebook page.
Yes.
Lifted with Karen.
Lifted with Karen. I haven't
How many
posted.
videos are on there, Karen?
I don't know, 125 maybe. Yes.
30 minutes.
Pilates
right?
video. What's that?
How long are they? Like 30 minutes each?
30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they are strength training, Pilates, cardio, ballet bar, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of patio kind of style. I mix it up because I always get bored. I don't like doing the same thing. So the variety is, and that's great because you have to work in all planes, you know. Yeah.
How'd you get started with that? What made you make that page?
What made me make the change was the pandemic,
no,
baby.
The page. No, the page. The page. What made you make the page?
Yeah, the pandemic. Yeah. I was teaching a bar class, a Pilates / bar class. I was doing some kickboxing.
Oh, you fell, baby.
Oh, that's because I'm bouncing, baby.
Rocking the world.
Good. I was doing some, I was teaching Pilates and a little strength training and a little bit of bar, a little bit of kickboxing at a local gym. And then the pandemic happened and everything shut down. And so I immediately went on and created the page and started. First, I was doing lives so my friends could join me ladies from the gym. And then I was just recording and then, putting them on the page. So that's how that started. So I could connect with my girls that we were all connecting, multiple times a week together. So, and just to keep everybody moving.
And then why did that end? You got a gig out of gym, right? Or something again?
Wait, what's that?
How come that ended? Why did you stop filming for Lifted?
Because I got it. It was a lot. It was just a lot of self-pressure to create really great content, and to be not sort of monotonous, and to mix it up and to really create fresh, stuff that everybody can do, workouts that everybody can do. And I just got overwhelmed and I was just tired of doing it. I didn't stop myself at home.
You were then, because there's links for a gym that you were teaching.
I like that. I need to take a little break. I was, I was teaching briefly at another gym, sort of in the tail end of when things were settling down, but it wasn't for me. You get into a place, you have a place that you teach, and you have the people that come there, and then things change, and it's a little different. It doesn't feel the same. If I were to do it again, I would probably put more videos on that page. I'm not sure if I would teach out, but maybe I live in a new community now. So maybe eventually, I can teach somewhere else, but yeah, my Lifted page was just, it's where all the content is. There's some good stuff. And I have friends that say that they still go on and do the workouts, which is super cool. So
that is great that it's there for sure.
And for me, like, sometimes I don't want to have to come up with a workout. I want, because when I come up with a workout, I do things that I like to do that are comfortable in my body. I might add something that is unfamiliar or a little bit uncomfortable, but for the most part, I'm going to do things that are, that I like. So when I'm program of somebody on YouTube, I don't know what to expect, and I just follow the program. And coming into something with not knowing what you're going to do makes it harder. I don't know. It's more challenging. So I want to be challenged. I want to push out of my comfort zone. I want to move my body in different planes every day. And now I'm trying to lift heavy because as we go through menopause, we lose muscle mass, we lose bone density. Just everything sort of starts to slow down, and I don't want that to happen. I'm fighting it.
It's so true. It's so true. It hit me hard, and I lost tons of vitamin D in my body and years. And I lost a couple inches and lots of muscle mass and lots of time. So I love that you keep going no matter what, girl.
Absolutely. I figure if I can, why not? Plus, it's such a joy. I don't know. It's such a joyful thing. I feel working out makes me feel empowered. Makes me feel like I'm like Superwoman. So,
well, you are Superwoman.
Yeah, doesn't everybody want to feel like that?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Looking at time. How are we with time, girl? Do you know?
It's on my. I'm sure it's probably close to being done.
So, speaking of living with challenges, yes, fight it out, kicking boxing, kicking cancer in the ass. Let's talk about that, girl.
Well, what are we talking about? I can't hear you.
Let's talk about kicking cancer in the ass.
Yeah, kicking some cancer's ass. So, this year I will be 10 years of my diagnosis. 10 years ago in September, I was 40, almost 41, and very in the best shape of my life. Cleaning with, homemade products, non-chemicals, feeding my kids organic, making, all of my food. And, it's just a thing where you have to listen to your body. So I was like, something's going on. And sure enough, yep, breast cancer. So I was like determined not to stop the momentum that I had going, feeling so great. And so I didn't. I took my chemo. I would go to the gym and do a spin class and then go to take my chemo. Always doing my Pilates and stretching and exercises. After my surgeries, I had to sort of relearn how to use my upper body again, which is time, but totally doable. I personally think that I had an aggressive form of cancer, and I had 4 tumors in one breast. And I personally think that it did not migrate into my lymph nodes because I was constantly doing physical activity that worked this axillary area and flushed the lymph nodes with exercise. I think that that's how I was able to, the mass, metastasization of the cancer.
So no lymph nodes, right?
No lymph nodes.
Nice.
4 tumors, 3 non-invasive, 1 invasive, all in one side, but no lymph nodes involved. So I was very lucky.
Good.
Yeah. And I had the chemo and I had the radiation and I had all the surgeries and everything. And I'm certain that during my chemo, I was having very mild side effects. And I know some people that were getting the same chemo at the same time in the same age, and they were having terrible side effects. And I really believe it's because I was constantly moving my body.
Yeah.
And I wish I was rebounding during that. I definitely.
Well, they might not have wanted you to do that at that point, but you never know.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, if you have cancer in the lymph, then
Right.
you should, make sure that this is okay to do.
That's true, I guess, because we're moving lymph fluid around.
Yep, we're pumping it, pumping it. Which I knew that you didn't have it in your lymph, which is why we're doing this.
Yep. Yep.
Lovely. So congratulations on 10 years.
Woo!
Happy 50th birthday.
Woo!
Woo-hoo.
Moving into the next phase of life.
Absolutely.
Sure. Woo-hoo. Feeling good and looking forward to we have a farm. We have a lot of acreage, and I'm looking forward to being very active outside with my gardening and digging in the earth. That's also I think is another really important part of just living, and you say it all the time, connecting, grounding, being out in nature.
It's life-saving.
What's that?
It's life-saving.
It is life-saving. I can hear you, but you're a little muffled, so that's why.
Okay.
Wacky Jacks.
I'm trying to breathe.
All right, girl. Doing a little wacky jack, little high cardio.
Love it.
It's intense. Let's go. I need
We got 10 minutes.
3, 2.
Okay.
How much?
10.
All right. 10 minutes, baby.
10 minutes, baby.
Little soldier. A little soldier kick.
Oh, I'm a soldier kick with you. Seated.
Yeah. That's my. Woo. Uh-oh. I'm still good.
You're still here.
Am I there? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Woo. So now here we are. I am at 50. I am not my fittest. Menopause has done some dirty tricks on me, but I feel really great. So I'm trying to make sure I take time for myself every day to exercise, to take care of my skin, to hydrate, to try to eat, lots of fruits and vegetables, to get outside, to not sit on my arse, for too long. So I feel like if you set goals for yourself, little things, because I still love my.
And now you jump on your rebounder while you watch the news.
Yep. Right. But now I'm like, can just hang out. I might want to watch my little morning program, or my Bravo TV that I love. And man, it's better than just sitting there. And it really makes you feel so darn good.
I love it. You're my inspiration. I want to jump around like that.
You will. You just got to work your way up.
Working on my connective tissue.
Yes. Oh, look at that. You've got good triceps. Not kickbacks, but triceps. I did just do, before I came on with you, I did a 30-minute upper body weight training workout. Inchworms, push-ups, press and curls, all kinds of wonderful stuff up and down off the floor, and no jumping. But, you know, you got to build the muscle mass so that you can boost the metabolism, burn a little fat, and so that when you fall, you can get right back up again.
Yep.
Right.
So true. So true.
So I always was doing, and some of the women really didn't like it. You know, it's not super fun, but there's a lot of people that do not get up and down off the floor. And
right.
That's so important. Just to be able to get up and down. You don't have to do it gracefully, just, you know, practice being on the floor and getting up. And like you're doing right now, balance. A lot of people have major balance issues. It's a cause for a lot of falls later on in life. And that's for me where the Pilates comes in. And any of that ballet training, you know, too, plus this rebounder, you know, really makes you have to think about your core.
So it sure does.
Yeah. So
yeah, it really does. Which is, I mean, wonderful because for myself, I had the diastasis recti.
Yes.
It was diagnosed last year, and so I had to do pelvic floor physical therapy for 6 weeks to learn how to move again without hurting myself.
Right. And not like that thing, because that's sort of generally people think that only women who have had babies have that issue, because you stretch out that abdominal wall and that linea alba separates that connective tissue. But you know, weren't ever having a child, and it can happen to anybody. So I'm so glad that you figured that out, and that you can.
Well, what was some of the most interesting was I didn't really figure it out. I just knew that I needed to get strong again. And
right.
So I made an appointment for physical therapy. It was a free screening.
Right.
And when I went in, she was like, I can't do a thing with you. She's like, I'd like to, but you got to do pelvic floor therapy first. And so she's the one who determined that my diastasis recti had, you know, split. And that's why I was having so many issues with just standing and sitting and laying and bending and living. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely had it after my pregnancies, but I was able to use Pilates to, you know, heal it back together.
Yeah.
And it's just your core really is the most important thing. And I've never had a 6-pack. Like you've never been able, I've never had like where, you know, I had no body fat, but I am so strong in my core that it helps me with everything.
It sure does.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too.
Thank you for sharing everything today.
You're welcome.
I look forward to doing some of your other things like Pilates on the rebounder.
Yes.
You know, I know you do a lot of stuff with that. I know you use your rebounder as a Pilates bar.
Yep.
So that might be fun to do sometime. I'd love to learn that.
Do a little bit of bouncing. We can come off of it and, you know, use it for some balance work.
Definitely.
My husband's calling.